Welcome to the Thrive with OMU Podcast, where each week I'll chat with an amazing entrepreneur on their growth journey. They'll be sharing this with us to help and encourage us to take that bold step. Hello, guys. I have with me here a professor, a doctor. Her name is Shauli. Shauli, it's so nice to have you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, OMU. It's absolutely a pleasure to be here on this platform today. And I'm really looking forward to a great conversation.
I haven't had the luxury of interviewing a professor.
Let me tell you that it's going to be just like any other interviews.
I'm going to behave myself. So what are you a doctor in? Doctor of what?
Well, I have done my PhD in English literature. Well, that was long back. And right now I'm associated with the premier university of Eastern India named OMU University.
Wow.
And I am the director, School of Education at OMU University, India.
Wow. So tell me, what's your driving force? How did you get here?
So OMU, it has almost been 23 years that I have been associated with the sector of education. So this is something which I had always wanted to do. I always wanted to be in the sector of education, touching, inspiring, and impacting lives of many people around me through the ennobling power of education. So if you ask me what was the driving force, well, the driving force happens to be my passion for education and the passion for inspiring and impacting a lot of lives around me. So that, you can say, was the single most driving force behind what I wanted to do and what I'm doing right now.
So how did your journey start?
Well, it started 23 years back as a teacher of English in an international school in India.
Was that a university or just a...
No. I started my career as an educator in a K-12 school.
Okay.
As a teacher of English. So that's how it started. And then, well, I became the officiating principal of that school. And then I went ahead and founded 2 schools as the founder principal. And out of which, I must mention that I had been the founder of the first STEM school in West Bengal, India, which was also awarded as the second best international day school in the entire West Bengal region of India in 2016. So that also happens to be my brainchild. So after spending around 19 years in the field of school education, school leadership and management, thereafter I stepped into the domain of higher education. And for the last 3 years, I'm now associated with the sector of higher education. And currently, as I told you a little earlier, I'm the director, School of Education, where apart from my additional responsibilities in the university, I also take care of the international activities and initiatives of the university in terms of its global engagements and connects.
You're all full of smiles. You just love what you do. And you make it seem so easy. So how, you, like I said, you make it seem easy and you make it seem like everything just fell into place, no challenges, and but I know that there must have been some challenges along the way.
OMU, it's not only about education, it's not only about the profession that I'm in currently, but I sincerely believe that none of the professions are actually without any stumbling blocks or obstacles or challenges. So challenges will definitely come in your way. And at times, I feel that they're also essential They're also essential because they test you at times in terms of not only your patience, but your ability to stick to that same mindset and stick to that same driving force, which had initially, propelled you to launch into that kind of a profession. Because at times, perhaps we also need a kind of a confirmation, an inner confirmation that yes, whatever I'm doing the right thing, and that come what may, I'll stick to it. So I guess challenges and obstacles, they come in each and everyone's life as a very big, big opportunity. It only depends on how you see it, how you perceive it. So that is how, the way you interpret the challenges and obstacles in your life, that is how you are actually interpreting your journey and you're actually interpreting your life.
Wow. So in the course of your work and in the course of your school, with all that is going on, technology, AI, I was listening to a video this morning where the speaker was saying that a university degree is not important. And even though he had his points, I had my views. What do you think about that when with technology, with so many things, young people feeling like, oh, I don't have to go to school, I can be a content creator, I can be, there's a lot of distraction. What's your take on all that?
True, it's very true. And it is exactly what is happening right now. But I would just like to say one thing, that no matter whatever you want to do in your life, everywhere there is education. The problem is when we think about education only as formal education, only when we think education as formal education, which starts when you start going to a school and it ends when you have a degree or certification in your hand. So that is when you are doing a mistake. Whatever you would like to do in your life, you said about content creation, you said about a lot of other things. So whatever you would like to do in your life, everywhere you have to learn, everywhere you have to unlearn, and you've got to relearn.
Absolutely.
So learning, unlearning, and relearning happens to be the crux of education. So what can you do in your life without education?
That is so profound. That is so profound. So, how have you stayed? Because I can tell you're so relevant in that field. How have you stayed relevant?
That's a very, very interesting question. And I think that, not only in this particular profession, but almost in all the professions, there is a great, great challenge of staying relevant. And in the sector of education, if you see what had happened in the last 3-4 years due to pandemic and due to, I won't say sudden influx of technology, because I always believe that technology was always there. It had always been there.
Yes.
Okay. But the only thing is that we had never thought of a very well-planned technology embedded education ecosystem before COVID. That is the only change. That is the only difference. So when I say that is the only difference, it is actually a huge difference.
It is.
Because it involves primarily the change and shift in your mindset. So what COVID has taught all of us, and especially the educators, that perhaps we needed a C to bring about another C. Perhaps we needed a COVID to see the relevance of collaboration and
absolutely
connection.
Absolutely.
Well, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate because this is a 21st century world. It is a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. where even if you have to, you're faced with a daily struggle and challenge and obstacle of, staying relevant and proving yourself and proving the fact that you are relevant. So you need to collaborate, you need to connect. So unfortunately, we all come from a kind of a culture which tells us that competition is more important than collaboration. Well,
Yes.
COVID has...
COVID really did help change
Yes,
that.
yes, absolutely. COVID has actually overhauled all of that. And now we actually understand the importance and significance of collaboration and connection, meaningful connection. See what we are doing right now.
Absolutely.
So we are, geographically, at different places,
miles apart. Yeah.
different time zones, but then we are having a brilliant conversation.
Yeah.
Definitely due to technology, which was always there, but now we know how to use it productively and meaningfully.
Leveraging on it, yes. So in your with what you do, how have you guys leveraged technology?
Yes, so definitely in order to tell you the truth, initially it was definitely not an easy task. Now again, it was not an easy task because unfortunately educators never wanted to come out of their comfort zone.
Yes. I'm a trainer, and a facilitator. With coaching, that was easy to do online, but it took me a while. I'm actually still struggling to do a proper training online. I always still want to do it in person.
Yes. So we never wanted to, come out of our comfort zone and to experiment and try out a lot of perhaps novel techniques and strategies which would better engage our learners. So we had always been doing certain things which had been done in a certain way, and we have all seen that happening to us. And we have, in an autopilot mode, we have started doing the same thing to our next generation as well. So I always believe as an educator that COVID, at least for the sector of education, had been a very, very, I would say, useful and beneficial push, because that had actually shaken all of us, and that had forced and compelled and propelled all of us to come out of our shells, to come out of our comfort zone, and to really, try out a lot of innovative ways. So every single day, I know educators had faced this challenge.
Yeah.
And with each and every single day, alongside their struggles, they had emerged victorious, because they are now, I mean, if you see, it's true, OMU, that there had been educators who had left the sphere of education, who had left their profession during COVID times.
Yes.
It's true. But it's also equally true that those who have actually, they have stuck to this. They have emerged victorious, and now they are much, much better educators, much better teachers.
Yes, they've accepted it, and they've seen that, there's a way around it and it works. It actually even gives them time to be a little more flexible.
Yes. And it has not only been for the teachers. Now see the impact on the learners. So there have been so many discussions around the globe, which is centered around, what damage it has caused to the learners, learning gaps, this and that, fine. But we also have to see the positive side to each and everything. The learners have become, self-learners. So they have understood the importance and implication of self-learning. They have understood the importance of asynchronous learning.
Yeah.
So they know what is flexibility. They have started using their two most important weapons, their voice and their choice.
Absolutely.
So which had never been there earlier. So we
Amazing.
also need to see that these are the benefits of this, shift. Also, if you see the parents or how parenting has changed.
Oh, yes. Tell me about that.
We have seen parents becoming more involved in their
Yeah,
children's life.
COVID ensured that, yes.
Yes, yes. So the children have become, we know there are discussions regarding the disconnections that had happened. But there are stories which show that there are strong bonds and connections which have been made during the COVID times.
Yes, absolutely. 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 So with your institution, is it an international one?
It is an Indian university, but then we are very much, it is like our university has more than 85 international collaborations. So our presence is there across the globe, and we are extremely proactive and keen in making those global connections. And we do a lot of, student exchange programs and study abroad programs, summer schools and things like that, which uses this power of collaboration and international collaborations to the fullest.
Awesome. Oh, wow. That's so challenging. So what would be your next steps? And I want to know your next steps. And after that, I'll ask you one last question that I hold dear to my heart and I actually want to learn from. So what's your next step?
Difficult to answer this question because as of now, I can only tell you that I would love to continue the kind of work that I have been doing. But yes, with the same spirit, with the same passion, with the same driving
smile.
force and energy.
With the same smile.
With the same smile, that's right.
So I was going to ask you, and I'm sure that those listening would want to know. Now, I don't know about India, but in these parts, for the longest time, teachers were looked down on. And there you are, you've risen from just being a K-12 teacher to heading a school, to founding schools, and then here you are. And I've also met some young ladies who genuinely want to become teachers. So there's this notion that people take to teaching when they don't get any other job or, but I've met people who genuinely want to be teachers. That's what they want to do. But they need like encouragement to see the larger picture and actually see that there's room for growth and many different opportunities. What advice would you give to them?
The first advice that I would like to give them is that perhaps you need to think a lot of times before you make this decision of coming into this profession. Because this profession unfortunately comes with a lot of myths. So people like us who had been there for the last 23 years, sticking to this profession out of love and out of passion. So I would like to say that there is an urgent need to debunk a lot of myths associated with the profession of teaching. And some of the myths are, it's the easiest job that you can do.
Yes.
And the second is, if you are unsure of what you are going to do, it's better to become a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And the third is, let's do teaching for a while and let's see what happens. It can be a launching pad for something else in life.
Yes. Yes.
And another myth is a dangerous one.
Now connected to your Wi-Fi mic.
It is, yes, but I guess, yeah. And the fourth one is a dangerous myth. And it is that, teaching is best suited for women because because it is considered to be the safest profession. It has a very fixed, timing, and you get a lot of holidays. You get a lot of leisure time to enjoy. So these are all myths. I keep on telling my teacher trainee students that please think twice, and if needed, thrice, and if needed, more than that, before you actually take a decision to come into this profession, because this profession comes with a lot of responsibility. At the same time, it's a powerful profession.
Yes, because you're making people.
Yes, and it cannot be done in a half-hearted manner. So only if you are ready to give a lot rather than asking for what you're getting in return, I think it's for them. And additionally, I would like to say that there are two things which are essential to become a 21st century teacher. One is definitely a beginner's mindset. A beginner's mindset is a kind of a mindset which is open and receptive to all kinds of learning.
Yeah.
And it's a modest and it's a humble mindset. It's ready to learn, it's ready to unlearn and relearn. But along with the beginner's mindset, I think all 21st century teachers need to have a questioning spirit. They need to have a challenging spirit. They should be the ones who are ready to question each and everything around them, which they feel are no longer serving their purpose. So this is a dangerous combination again, a beginner's mindset and a challenging spirit. So these are the two things which are needed to become a 21st century teacher, and the rest follows, like a lifelong learning mindset and the ability to challenge yourself, the ability to push yourself beyond limits, and a growth mindset. I think all of this follows. But the most essential thing is a beginner's mindset and a challenging spirit.
Yeah. Wow. That's powerful. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Shauli.
Absolutely a pleasure, Omu. It was such a nice experience conversing with you. And that too heart to heart.
Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm done with Professor Shauli. You need to go on YouTube and see her smile. I'm out. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Thrive with OMU Podcast. This is your host, Omu Obilo.